Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a slow, calm, resourceful breath, and as you exhale, just allow feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just allow a wonderful feeling of relaxation to grow. And take a moment to congratulate yourself on all of the progress you've already made. Breathing in a feeling of courage, confidence, but also self-belief that things can change. Things that used to cause anxiety and panic now don't do that. Then just imagine you're on a journey, not at the beginning of the journey, but perhaps towards the end. And sometimes, as one journey ends, a new journey begins. There are different ways that you can think about change. You can compartmentalize change and to feel, great, I've made this change, and carry on exactly as you were before. But as you breathe in and breathe out, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed, you entertain a different thought, a more empowering thought. The thought that if you can change something that was impeding the quality of your life, and by making that change your life gets better, then why stop there? Why not use this as evidence that not only that change is possible, but also that change is inevitable? If you can change this part of your life, it gives you irrefutable evidence that you can change any part of your life. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel deeper and deeper relaxed. And I want you to imagine being in a beautiful garden. And that garden is there in winter. I want you to imagine a garden full of snow, and allow your mind to perceive that the snow represents fear and anxiety. Some people would hide away from the snow, but I want you to imagine you now have a different approach. Your approach is to face your fears, to develop new perceptions, new evaluations, and in doing so, you notice the snow starts to melt. I want you to see a garden where maybe 80 or 90% of the snow is already melted. And imagine being outside in that beautiful garden with just the final remnants of snow remaining. Allow these to represent the final tiny elements of remaining fear, remaining anxiety. And I want you to imagine that if you were to avoid, as you have done in the past, the snow will never melt, and when new snow falls, it will remain. But if you were to Do the things you used to fear. Even the remaining snow will melt. I want you to think that in the past, even the idea of birds would cause fear and anxiety. So you would avoid real birds. But you now know that real birds aren't what you thought they were. They're unique, special creatures with interesting and unique features. The more you learn about birds, the more you observe birds, the more you interact with them, the less you fear them. I want you to imagine there is only a small amount of snow remaining in this garden. Empathy is the antidote to fear. So as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine what it means to be empathetic. Sometimes people would say, "You don't know what it's like because you haven't been in my shoes." And sometimes you don't need to be in someone else's shoes to have empathy. You can just imagine what it would be like to be like them. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine there are 5 different species of birds in that garden within your imagination. I want you to imagine there is a crow, a pigeon, a swan, a peacock, and a hummingbird. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to shift perspective and imagine that you are now the crow. Feel the strength and flexibility of your wings. Look around with sharp, intelligent eyes. Appreciate that you are highly perceptive, understanding the world with a clarity that comes from deep wisdom. As a crow, you navigate through life with ease, adapting to new situations and solving problems creatively. Feel the freedom that comes with this adaptability and intelligence. Imagine that you can see a pigeon through the eyes of you being a crow. And then imagine taking on the perspective of the pigeon. You feel lighter than the crow. And imagine that you can now take flight, soaring high in the sky. And you see the world differently to other birds. You have an impeccable sense of direction and purpose. No matter how far you fly, you always know the way home. Feel the confidence in your wings, the reliability in your heart. You are a symbol of peace and resilience, always finding your way back, no matter what challenges you face. As you fly back and return to the garden, you notice an incredible, magnificent peacock there in the garden. Once again, you shift perspective, feeling your body change once more until you are that beautiful, magnificent peacock. Feel the pride and confidence in your stance. Look at the vibrant colors of your feathers. You are not afraid to show your true colors and express yourself boldly. Your beauty is not just in your appearance, but in your confidence and in the way you carry yourself. Maybe there's a lake in that garden within your imagination. And I want you to see an elegant swan on the surface. Shift perspective until you feel that you are the graceful swan. Feel the serenity and poise in your movement. You embody elegance and calm, moving through life's waters with effortless grace. As a swan, you value deep connections and loyalty. You have that protective maternal instinct. You embrace these feelings of love and fidelity, and a beauty in forming lasting bonds. You work hard, but nobody notices because you are graceful and elegant on the surface. Finally, you transform into a hummingbird. Feel the lightness. You are small and incredibly agile. Feel the rapid flutter of your wings, the lightness of your body. You move with joy and agility, savoring the sweetness of life's nectar. You experience the world in bursts of energy, and you can enjoy each moment with enthusiasm and delight. And then return to your human form. And you can't help but admire these qualities in these 5 birds. But also notice that with empathy, respect, and admiration, the remaining snow has melted away. I want you to accept the suggestion that with increased knowledge and understanding, courage and action taking, when you do the thing you thought you couldn't do, any remaining fear will have melted away and will never return. As you return to your human form, keep all of those qualities you admire. The intelligence and adaptability of the crow, the reliability and homing ability of the pigeon, the grace and loyalty of the swan, the beauty and pride of the peacock, and the agility and joy of the hummingbird. Feel all of those qualities within you. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel like you're returning to the present moment in your physical body, right here, right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Feel fully connected to the present moment, as very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken with a greater appreciation of birds, a desire to interact more with them, to melt away any remaining fears, and to treat this as a stepping stone into a life of constant and wonderful improvements. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.